Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Vital Voices series featuring rapper Chi Tashi.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being
Oh, I'm happy to
here.
be here. I'm telling you, this is awesome.
Thank you. So, before we get started, for anyone out there who is not familiar with the Freestyle Arts Collective,
Mm,
a little about us. Our mission is to amplify and strengthen voices of
mm,
color through the arts. We do
beautiful.
this through theatrical productions, events, and youth programs. I also want to shout out that the Vital Voices series, this is our second year doing this. It's a six-part series where every month we highlight an artist of color from our own community.
Mm,
I also want to thank our presenting sponsor, Enterprise Bank, for making this series possible for the second year in a row, our fiscal sponsor, the Greater Lowell Community Foundation, and also want to encourage all of you out there to follow both Free Soil and Chi Tashi on social media. Free Soil Arts Collective, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
yep,
And you can find our today's artists on SoundCloud, Sonic Bids, YouTube, and on social media.
absolutely.
So Chi Tashi, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
I'm so
Well,
happy to be here.
thank you for being here.
Yes.
So, a little bit about you for folks who may not know.
Okay,
You
please.
are a rapper based in Lowell.
I am.
Through your live performances, creative videos, and captivating singles, you've established yourself as a key player in the Northeast hip hop scene.
I like to think so,
All
yeah.
right. And his music, which blends the contemporary sound with the sensibilities of old school soul music,
Mm-hmm.
you touch on everything from your first generation upbringing
Absolutely.
to your transition to fatherhood.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes, I can't say it enough how happy I am to be here.
Oh, we're so excited to
It's
have
like I
you.
was telling Krista how when we first met, like almost 4 years ago,
Mhm.
and how you're asking like how you can help me, and here I am. I get a big star now.
You
Jesus.
too. It's
Hey, we're doing our
crazy.
best, trying to build our city up.
Love it.
Yeah.
So for folks out there who may not know you,
Okay.
who are you? What would you say?
Wow. I say a father first, a creative, an entrepreneur, a big dreamer, a big thinker. Just trying to, like my good friend Key says, you gotta put your 10% out there. So I'm just trying to put my 10% out into the world, man. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So what brought you to Lowell? What's your story?
Wow. My mom, she had a job. It brought us here in '99. I grew up in Nashua. I'm first generation Cameroonian. That's in West Africa. And I came here for work purposes through my parents. And then I want to give Lo a lot of credit for like turning me into the man I am today. Like I feel like it's in my DNA now. Like I'm a fabric of the city, and the city is definitely intertwined in who I am as a person,
Mm.
for better or for worse, because we know how our city can be,
Yes.
but yeah.
Wow, beautiful. So how did art like find you? What's that whole story?
Uh, I want to say it started from my younger brother. He has autism, so he's one of my muses for sure. And through music was like his outlet in the world. So from him, I really got to music, and it was just a big thing for me. Like in the world, there's so many things out of our control. You know what I mean? So just having this opportunity to control something, just to get myself out there, all these feelings, understand myself. It's music was an outlet for me to just release what I need to release. It's like when I create music sometimes. I'll listen to it years, weeks, months later. It's just like, oh my God, like what I meant when I wrote it down, it hits differently. And I'm like,
Mm.
subconsciously, I was like, oh my God, I was telling myself something. And yeah, yeah.
And I know you also talked about how music kind of gave you autonomy. Can you chat
Yes,
about that a bit?
yes, autonomy. In terms of again, like things being out of your control and not having the ability to create your own story in a sense. Like
Mm.
there's so many societal things in the way, and things can become muddy. There's so much static, and the autonomy in the sense where it just gave me the ability to, unadulterated be myself,
Mm.
with just no distractions and nothing to hold me back. And that's why I love music. That's why I love doing food as well. You know
Mm.
what I mean? It's just an opportunity to put yourself out there and
Mm.
see how it relates to other people. What
Mm.
comes back to. Because I really do believe the energy you put out in the universe comes back to you. So yeah.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit more about that? So you have two creative outlets,
Yes.
cooking, food,
Cooking. Yep.
and
Yep.
rap. So how did that
It's
unfold?
funny. It's like it's one A, one B. It's like I don't want to say which one's my first love. I
Yeah.
don't even know if I really do know. But it's just I've always been a creative. I don't know if it's because I'm a Pisces, but it's just not to start getting into
Hey, I'm a Taurus.
lots of things. But no, like it's I've just always been creative. Like I've never really been in sports or anything like that. So it's always been creativity.
Mm.
So my mom would say I wasn't too much trouble. At least I don't think so, mom. But just making food is where it began, and then through music for my younger brother, I didn't actually start taking music seriously till like high school.
Mm.
My band, my friend Joe Pa, we had this band called The Truth Behind. This
Cool.
song called Sticky Sticky Situation. So it's through music and food. Those are the two things which, as far as I can remember, they've always been a part of me. Like literally, there's not a time where I wouldn't think I was either just heavily involved in music or making food. But I'll say food came first,
Mm.
and I'm very grateful about the fact Six Sensory Design Lab, check that out, Market Street, and just for me to again put my 10% out to the world, into the community. So yeah, I love the both of
Mm.
them, and I feel like they're intertwined because it's like people are creative,
Mm.
and it's like all of it is connected somehow, like
Yeah.
all those different things. I'm already overwhelmed just
No,
talking
I
about
see it the
it.
same way. I feel like food and music are very personal, very intimate.
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah, it
absolutely.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so with your music
Yeah.
and with food, whatever you want to say,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think fuels your inspiration? Where do you pull from?
Wow. Life just experiences, my family, my younger brother, my daughter, just going through things in life. A lot of my inspiration just comes from things which are happening. Like when I'm making music, for example, I like to listen to hip hop. I read a lot, movies, because I'm all about like emotions,
Mm.
and like I never like to be too specific. You like to leave that open space where people can find what it means to them,
Mm.
So a lot of my inspiration just comes through life. Like I've been going through a drought with music. Not that I don't like making music, but just with the restaurant, the gallery going on, and now like me, I just feel so re-energized. I've been going through a lot of things, like I
Mm.
mean COVID, so many things have been going on.
Mm.
So now it's like, now that I've been able to sit back, digest what's going on in the world, what's going on in my life, it's life, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
everything.
Something you said that I also loved was
Yeah.
that you had a very well-rounded musical taste. So you
Yes.
told me it wasn't just hip hop. It was a lot of stuff, Chi Tashi.
Yes.
It was a lot of stuff.
Oh my God, yes. So growing up again, but my parents being first generation here, and I taught my parents how to be American, So it's one of those things, the black experience, especially from them coming here in the '80s. We were not allowed to listen to hip hop. Like I remember like going around the corner dancing to Biggie, 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 can't you see? So like growing up, it was Garth Brooks, ABBA, Guns N' Roses. Like we were just dancing queen in my mom's car, the whole family just bucket out. But yeah, like hip hop wasn't, I felt from my experiences, from my, place in life, hip hop wasn't for me. And I
Mm.
feel ignorant saying that, because it's hip hop. Yes, it is inherently a black thing, but yes, yet again, it feels like being black is part of a struggle. But then
Mm.
you think about country music. I'm
Mm.
not a country music fan, but in terms of country music, when you sit down and listen to the lyrics, they're talking about, in some senses, a struggle of their own.
Mm.
Blues music, so through hip hop, I thought I wasn't able to say where I'm coming from, and then Kanye, unfortunately, he's going through a lot right now, and
Yep.
it's very unfortunate what's happened to him. But he when College Dropout came out, and then Diamonds Are Forever. Remember like
Mm.
MTV when they're actually playing music
Yeah.
videos? I'll never forget just like the commercial of it. I'm like, oh my God, who is that? For real. So yeah, he's the one who just let me feel comfortable. Like he's like, what's he saying? Polos, pink, like the pink
Yeah.
polos, the backpack, and that sounds like, you know what? I can use hip hop as my avenue,
Mm.
and it just, I guess a lot of like how they say there's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Being in a band, there's anything bad about it, but there's a lot of different voices in the room. And again, how we began, how this is like it's my experience, letting myself out. With hip hop, it's just more of a sitting there in the booth by myself. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like I have a good operation, people who give me music and everything like that, but it's just literally me sitting down, getting things off my chest. So
Mm,
it was a good transition, you
mm,
know, but through, you know, doing again with my musical influences, I think it comes down to music. But yeah,
mm.
yeah,
And I love how autonomous it is. Like you are
yeah.
literally, it's you.
Yeah,
Wow.
because oh my God, I mean, in my house, again, being first generation, would have family coming from like overseas and everything. There'll be like six people in a bunk bed, four
Yeah.
people in the top, three in the bottom, you know? So again, there's just so many voices in our culture. It's just one of those things like listen to your elders. It's just very, I don't want to say it's militant, but in some senses it is.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So this is me being able to just be like, can I swear?
Ooh,
No?
no.
Okay. It'd be like, F all that. It's like, you know, this is me doing my thing. And it's just, yeah, it's music and food. It's just been an escape for me. It
I
really
love
has.
it.
Yeah.
So when you first heard Kanye, when you first
Yeah.
started thinking, I want to rap for myself, how did
Mm-hmm.
you first, put yourself out there?
Wow. UMass Dartmouth of all places. For real. I'm just rapping in the freshman quad, UMD. You know, it's like my first rap name was Session.
Okay.
So I told myself until I can actually freestyle, which I believe that is like the crux of hip hop, just people freestyling out there in the yard. You know, that's where it came from. Just having that ability to just speak with people. And it's funny, like I was telling Krista how I was nervous walking into this. It's funny how like I can be in the mic rapping,
Yeah.
but if you give me a piece of paper talking to people, the paper's gonna be shaking. It's so strange. And
Yeah.
through karaoke too, for real, because like
Wow.
when you're doing other people's music, it's easy, everyone knows the words, but then like when you're doing your own music, people are listening
Yes.
explicitly to what you're saying. So karaoke really helped me. And then just freestyling. My man Nick Costa back in the day, UMass Dartmouth. Yeah.
UMass
I
Dartmouth.
know of
Who would have
all
thought?
who would have thought, dog.
So, can
Yeah.
you talk to us about
Okay.
Molly K's?
Oh wow, that was my first performance. I was supposed to give you a picture. I'll please. We'll
You're
be in it.
good.
Yes. But yeah, Molly K's was one of my first performances. I'll never forget that. Used to be like a Law of Fiction. Have you been in Law for a while?
Like 10 years.
Okay, it's like I mean I'm really bad with streets, but it's like under the Rotary, that bridge,
Mm.
and it's a church now because they used to not to put Molly K's business
Oh,
out there,
God.
but underage drinking all
Oh,
the time,
no.
and I would never forget this show, and it was just fantastic, and like even my show last night, it's like I'm always nervous the first song, like
Yeah.
always first two, and I guess it's just like in society and just in terms of acceptance. You know, everyone says, you know, go against the grain, walk your own path. But at the end of the day, in our deepest, darkest moments, when we're in the shower alone,
Yeah.
it's like you want to be liked by people. You know what I mean? So Molly K's was just a very, very important experience to me in my early years. It was awesome.
I've also heard that having nerves and like anxiousness just means you care, you know?
Absolutely. I asked if you're a Game of Thrones fan.
I am. Don't ask me any trivia,
Okay. Oh.
but I get down.
Yes, I'll never forget Jon Snow. I think
Yeah.
it's season three, season four. The guy who used to head the watch, the guys that watches
Yes.
the wall. Jon Snow's like, I'm nervous. Is that a bad thing? He's like, no, it means you're not stupid. It
Yeah.
means you care. It means like you understand the gravity of the moment.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just gravity,
Mm.
gravity.
John Mayer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, shout outs. His best album, Continuum.
Look,
What has happened to John Mayer?
I don't
Dog,
know.
like, not to get off the rails.
So many musicians that like 10 years ago were
But,
like it.
but
Now I
is it
just
us? I'm trying to think. Is it us? Like in terms of, like I was just this podcast how like we're losing our sense of what is it? Attention span.
Oh
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's like I think is it that we've outgrown the music? Is it that because used to sit down and listen to it and just ruminate on songs, and now when
I
everybody's
know.
on the go, now that you're not like on LimeWire having to download 2 hours trying to find the file, you know what I mean? But he's just not the same. Nobody is. I don't know if it's
No.
us or them, but
I the first album I really like saturated was John Legend Get Lifted, and I
ooh,
was in
get lifted. Oh my
and I
God.
was in college, so I felt
Yeah.
like it was a little old for me to find my music.
Uh huh.
But I remember every song, the way it flowed, and
Yes.
nowadays I'll play the same song 5 times a day.
Yeah.
So I think something has definitely just changed in
Hmm.
our culture.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow. Wow. First album I lived on. Jesus, Maroon 5, songs about Jane.
Hey, hey. I can see the album cover in my head.
Literally in my
Yeah,
head right now.
yeah.
Jesus, see, I was such an emo fanboy back in the day. To let me get back into Taking Back Sunday,
Oh, wow.
something corporate, North. Oh man. Oh,
Filled with surprises, Chitashi. Filled. Um,
yeah, let's go. Let's go.
yes. So,
Loving this.
with your work, what do you think you are saying with it?
Um, again, like how you started off, my transition to fatherhood, alcohol, drug use, losing my dad, my grandmother. You know, a lot of my music is just about, again, life, you know, and just going through the motions. So I just, yeah, it's just a lot of my music comes from that. What was the
Mm.
question again? I'm sorry.
Oh no, what you're saying with your work, and I think you
Yeah,
touched on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. Again, fatherhood, transitioning, and the city from my point of view. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And what I see and how I absorb the city, how the city absorbs me, and
Mm.
just yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about how old your daughter is, when you had her, and what you're trying to
Wow.
say with your work that way?
Um, she's turning 7. She's actually born on my 26th birthday. We share the same birthday,
Oh, I
March
love
15th. Yeah,
it.
haven't had a birthday since. I love it too, though. But what I'm saying with that, it's like I think to myself, when she gets older, she's gonna listen to this music, and like she supports my music a lot. You know, she listens to the words and things, and she's like, "Oh, Daddy, you swore right there," you know. And a lot of it is just I do it for her in a
Mm.
sense, like 2015 when I had her under a whirlwind, you
Mm.
know. So she really gave me strength because like the future, we're young,
Yeah.
you know, you just think, oh, the future's there. But with her, it was just like I see it. The future is actually like something you can touch. You
Wow.
see it growing. It's like manifesting, you know? So a lot of it's the motivation, legacy, make sure I
Mm.
can support her when I'm gone, leave her something, generational wealth,
Hey, hey.
change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that is what I'm good at, being a creator.
Mm.
So, like I was telling you before, trying to turn my passions into income.
Hey,
You
hey.
know, that's what you're doing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Yes,
It's a beautiful
it
journey. I
is.
love it.
It's so hard at the same
I
time.
know.
It's just like, yes, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're good. I think with your work, it's we all get to see the finished product, but we
Yeah.
have no idea what it takes for
Oh,
you. What's the process of I don't even know how to phrase it because I don't even know. Do you pick a
oh.
topic first? Do you pick a beat first?
Ooh, it's picking the beats first. It's like, again, when I say like I make music, it's like reading, it's like watching movies. So for me, I like to create a palette.
Mm,
So it's like, say I do 10, 12. I love like 10, 12 albums because a nice 42, 45 minutes going again about attention span.
yeah,
I think are perfect. Like Kanye West, what's his album? Graduation.
yeah.
Nice 42 minutes, solid experience. So
Mm,
I usually lay out the music first.
okay.
So it's just like then the music takes me to where I want to go. It's like I like giving people the peaks, the valleys, like going through the roller coaster. So like if you listen to my music, you can tell track one. I don't like to call it intros. I think when people hear intro, they think it's like, oh, just but really it's like setting the table,
Mm,
and like through that you'll hear a lot of the different themes within that intro. I'm trying to give you just a quick appetizer, like how food and music are.
yeah.
It's a quick appetizer, then each song is getting into details of all those different tastes, all those different things that you're picking up, the different notes.
Mm,
So it's always music first. So I always put the instrumentals and then put the words to it after. Yeah.
wow.
So a lot of my making music, it's just I usually don't write to the music. It's usually like voice notes I make, like little poetries, like I'll
Wow.
just write something down or just like put it on the voice recorder and then I fit it to the thing, to the beat.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of janky in some senses, but it's my creative process, you
I
know?
love
Yeah,
it. I
thank you.
love it. Um, so what do you have coming up at all?
Oh,
Music, food, whatever.
yes, new music coming out next week, which I'm really
Ah!
excited about. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Album coming out hopefully this month. I want to. I know February is the shortest month, but
Yeah.
it's already been such a long month. Oh
Yes.
my God. So I'm really hoping to get some music out. Definitely a single this week called Each Season.
Yeah.
One of my good friends, a mentor of mine, Nick Romanowski, he's the one doing the whole project. And it
Wow.
feels such a full circle moment because he's somebody who he really helped me in my early creations of me making music. Will be in
Mm.
his basement. I'll never forget uh, I think it was spring vacation, my sophomore year. I lied to my mom saying I had to do something. So I was up in school, but I just went to his place and just made music for a week. Just all we did,
Wow.
just go to 7-Eleven, eat the nachos and the shitty hot dogs, Sarves friend, and the hot dogs. So now here we are as fathers. You
Mm.
know what I mean? And I'm so proud of the music coming out. I
Mm.
just feel, again, being able to sit back, go through life experiences, and I'm really excited for the new music coming out. It's called Walk on Water. Yeah, it's
Mm.
gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
Exciting. Sounds
Yeah, I'm excited. Oh
great.
my God. Yeah, feels good. And I mean, today, Valentine's Day weekend. So it's our first Valentine's at 6. So really excited to get the new food out there. We have a completely new menu for the night.
Love
We're gonna do
it.
brunch tomorrow, velvet pancakes, chocolate covered
Ah,
strawberries. It's gonna be really good. It's gonna be really
for
good.
people who don't know,
Yeah,
i.e., me, what you're head chef.
I am the head chef.
What does that entail? What are you doing like day to day?
Oh, wow. Menu creation,
Mm.
curation, menu development, process improvement. I literally live and breathe food. Like I
Mm.
tell myself my life is just a kitchen now. It's like it's like I walk, I'm always making music, always singing. It's fine. I look at my daughter, she's the same, just always
Oh, I
dancing,
love
always moving
it.
around. And now and then I'm just always washing dishes. It's so therapeutic actually. Always washing
Yeah.
dishes and just reading a lot of cookbooks. Always like I can share right now my search history is
Yeah.
just art food.
Wow.
So it's just expanding my palette and again trying to elevate the city.
Yes.
Trying to be a valuable member of our community. And I love the food we have here. And sometimes it's just like I feel people forget the fact that we have such a rich, deep culture here. I know Lowell from the outside, people think it's probably just steak and potatoes. And I think it's because we're so desensitized to the fact that the Asian community here is just part of the lifeblood that people forget the fact of like pho. Like pho is like going to go eat a can of chicken noodle soup here now. You know what I mean? So just elevating the palate and reminding people we have so much flavors here.
Yes.
So I'm just doing my part, man. Yeah.
I love it. So
Yeah.
when you think about where you are now with
Yeah.
everything like established in many ways,
Thank you.
hey,
I hope so.
hey.
I'm gonna overthink. I was telling you.
Oh yeah, look, sometimes outside people need to help affirm. So
Yeah.
as somebody on the outside, let me
Checking your strong friends.
you
Y'all
need
see this
to
sweater?
look,
Y'all see this? Come
look,
on now.
look. But you check on me, I check on you.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
what do you think you would have told your younger self to kind of prepare
Oh,
for all of this?
wow. Stop overthinking. Stop
Yeah.
dwelling. It's like I give my friends advice. You know that saying where it's like people are able to give people advice so don't listen to themselves.
Mm.
It's like if I could tell my younger self things, stop dwelling. It's like, again, we all go through things, and what's the point of going through all that hardship, those trials, if you're not going to use that as a reservoir of strength?
Mm.
Remember, this didn't break me.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It sounds cliche to say, but it is the truth. Like the things I dwelled on, like just even 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
I'm just like, Chi, here you are.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I'll just tell my youngest self, stop worrying too much. Believe in yourself,
Yeah.
because there's only one you. And
Yeah.
only you can make things happen. We are always our biggest obstacle in life. And yeah, I'll just tell my youngest self, stop dwelling,
Yeah.
just believe that you are, you are your being. And
Yeah.
like what you want to do, you can make that happen. And I just takes overthinking,
Look, I subscribe.
Yeah.
Um,
For
I
real.
subscribe. For people out there
Yeah.
who might need some inspiration right
Okay.
now, can you talk about an obstacle that you've overcome?
Obstacle I've
It could be like professionally, and I know we spoke about how TikTok is kind of changing the market and all the
Oh
other stuff.
yes.
Um,
Yeah, to get my music out there, it's
mhm.
just finding platforms. It's just finding the right platforms and me wanting to be myself. Like you can see on TikTok, you see on social media, people doing all these things, and I'm just like, is that you?
Mm.
Like I want it all. And it's just I do not want to lose myself in the process of doing this. I do
Yes.
not want to go against my morals, my character, who I am to my parents, who they raised me to be, who I want to be. So it's like I know the path I'm taking can be difficult. It is difficult, but I don't want to lose myself in the process of that,
Mm,
But that is the most difficult thing: find the right platforms, the right avenues to get yourself out there to elevate my voice without it being, just
mm,
ugh,
yeah.
you know, yeah, without it just being so out of character.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel that is tough because people will be out here, boy, let me tell you, just doing anything to get the quick 15 minutes, the quick viral experience,
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that.
Mm,
I believe that real music is real, like those things never die,
mm,
and my music has always grown with me. And I always say that to myself, like, if you listen to my music, it's like people, my friends, family, they'll be, oh, I know what he's talking about.
mm,
And that means a lot to me because my first friends are always going to be friends and family.
yeah.
And, to convert them, it's one of those things in terms of, I want to be real to them, real to myself, because again, like my music means a lot to me. It's me getting myself out there. It's an intimate process for me,
Mm.
So it's just one of those things. It's like I don't want to be looking at my music like, oh boy, like what are you talking about there? Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you think you have, gotten on, so to speak? Like,
Mm.
when I moved to Lowell, your name came up like fairly quickly,
Word.
word of mouth, And how do you think you've gained the success you have had without, you're still looking for that
Yes.
platform, but
Yeah.
how do you think you've navigated it so far?
Local shows, doing a lot of local
Yeah.
shows, and again, just being on the ground, touching the people. Like I did my City Love tour, which I cannot wait to bring back when Folk Fest comes back.
Yes.
But we did 3 years of that City Love tour, and just being a part of the local scene, trying to build our scene. I think about it when Drake in the weekend, what they did with Toronto.
Yeah.
Toronto wasn't a big player in hip hop. It wasn't a big player as a destination, and what they've been able to do is just put it on the map, so to speak.
Mm.
And I think that's important too, because I'm tired of being like Boston's,
Yeah.
redheaded stepsister. You know what I mean? So it's just important to me to build the city, and I think because of me always shouting out Millside, Lowell. I think that's what taking pride into it. I know rappers in Lowell, they always talk about the shout out Boston. I'm like, bro, you're not from Boston.
Yeah.
Like don't be ashamed. Like we should
Yes.
not be ashamed. And I think that's how my name's been able to
Mm.
really become a part of the soil of Lowell
Hey.
because free soil.
Hey.
Look at
Hey.
that. Like, didn't even mean to do that. But yeah, just through being a part of the local scene, building
Mm.
our scene, and being some of the first hip hop shows in these establishments which don't necessarily do hip hop music.
Yeah.
It's about, cross pollinating different demographics. Like when you go to one of my shows, it's like literally like my show yesterday, it's our age, like 57.
Wow.
I had a grandma bump into myself
Yes.
yesterday. That's a proud moment.
Yes.
So yeah, that's why I
Yes.
think I've been able to get my music out here, especially just being proud of being from here,
Yes.
you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you think is your proudest accomplishment so far, if you can pick?
Oh, wow. Besides my daughter, I don't know. I guess it's just starting a music label, and being able to give people an opportunity I didn't have,
Mm.
and the City Love Tour too, being able to again put money in people's pockets, put
Love
hip
it.
hop in different scenes, and yeah, just elevating the city. That's I'm just really proud of what like just I mean right now I'm like ruminating on like these past few years, and it's just proudest moment just being here. Honestly,
Yeah.
like again when we first met, you being able to say you heard my name, just it
Yeah.
just came up quickly. I don't know if it's vain or whatever, but it's just one of those things of like, when I die, I want the whole world to care.
Yeah.
And I mean that. It sounds vain, but I mean, I want to know that I left a mark on the world.
Mm.
That Chi Tashi came through here, because, oh, my boy, Key says we're just particles.
Hey.
We're just particles, and there's no grand plan, this or that. Things just happen. But, as he says, a very human thing to say that. But I
Mm.
just, I want to leave a mark on the world. I really do.
Mm.
Yeah, and it starts from here. It starts
Yeah.
from here.
And you have, and you will.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're here.
So Chitashi,
Yes.
what's your top five?
Oh my God, top five. In order?
Mm. No.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to say yay. I'm gonna say yay. Gotta say Jay-Z.
Okay.
I gotta put Drake. I gotta put J. Cole, Kendrick. I know it sounds very
Ooh. Okay.
sanitary to say that, But shout out to Currency as well,
Mm,
Dom Kennedy. You know, a lot of underground hip hop. I don't know if you remember the Cool Kids as well. Remember like the blog era, like 2009 to 2012, like that
mm.
era of hip hop, like Mac Miller, R.I.P.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, those are my top five. Definitely, I would say Jay Z, Kanye, Drake, uh, my man Kendrick, and J Cole. Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Swift with it.
yeah,
Magical. Um, so how do you, I don't like the word, I think we talked about this. I don't like the word balance.
yeah.
I also
Oh
don't
my
like
God,
it,
yes,
particularly when women are asked, like, how do you balance? What's your work-life balance like?
yeah.
Because I don't think balance exists. I think integration exists. And I
You
feel
blew my
like,
mind with that,
look, I'm
for
telling
real.
you, you have to,
You
things will
really
never
did.
be like this.
Yeah,
Things will always be like this.
yeah,
And I think we have to figure out how all the different passions that we have can coexist.
yes.
How do you,
Well said.
again, head chef,
Yeah,
rapper, father,
yeah.
how do you integrate all of those things?
Oh, wow. I find hours in the day. I'm telling you, I can make 24 hours into 26. You know, just finding the time for myself, like when the baby's asleep, make music. When her, like, she helps me look through cookbooks, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
I love how you said that. It's not about balance, it's about integration. And I guess I've been doing that all along in
Mm,
terms of trying to make it a part of everything. You know what
mm,
I mean? How do I balance things through integrating? You
mm.
know what I mean? Like I'll be like just yesterday at a performance and I'm cooking for a private party, which I ended up performing for after. So as I'm there chopping the carrots and cooking, I'm there practicing for the show. You
Wow.
know, like my
Yeah.
music in the background. So it's just, man, sometimes I say 32 going on burnt out, burning the candle on both ends, but it's all gonna be worth it, you know?
Yeah.
It's all gonna be worth it, but it's just trying to make it happen.
Mm.
Always, always, always integrating. I'm telling you, I've been telling friends that it's not about balance, it's about integrating. That
Yeah.
really blew my mind.
Yeah.
Really blew my
Look,
mind.
I need to find out who said it to me so I
Yeah, yo,
can
shout
quote it
out that
properly.
person for
I
real. And that
know.
will be in a song. You are getting credit. And that person, no, just listen to this,
I
please.
would love a royalty check. Thank you.
Got you. When I get a check, you'll get a
Hey,
check.
thank you. So, with COVID is here, COVID is just here.
Yep.
How has the pandemic, how has just the world we live in, I suppose, and how um it's just difficult for me to talk about, but
Yeah.
black people have been murdered.
Yes.
Historically, it continues. How has your work shifted, or even personally as a creative? Like, how have you been feeling
Mm.
to keep your passion alive?
Yeah. It's funny with COVID. I say it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. We all wanted that opportunity to ourselves. And it's unfortunate that we're able to have all this time on our hands because there was a once in a generation pandemic, you know? So through the pandemic, I mean, I found the opportunity through Six. I started my music label, started to teach myself how to record because the studio I went to was closed.
Mm,
So it's just again, just what is it? Buckling your bootstraps, whatever the saying
mm,
is. But then in terms of COVID and the black experience, you know, I would say it's been tough. And again, I'd say through the hardship, I've been able to find like some solace in it, a silver
mm,
lining, you know, and it permeates my music in terms of I had a lot of late nights when I tell you just like time was just when we say time is just a construct
yeah.
and just like not oh my God, just times being up 5 in the morning, just watching the sun come up
Mm,
and just ruminating on things. It's just a lot of noise was shut off.
mm,
You're home by yourself for hours, you know, and just through that, I just found the opportunity to talk to myself, figure myself out as much as I possibly could. And I think my music is better for it. You know, I think it was really tough. We all went through this together. You know what I mean? So we're thinking everything. Here we are going through this. We all had to sit down. You know, and we did. And then when Mr. Floyd was murdered, then with Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, it's like not that things were sweet, but it's just like, wow. You know, it's just even so much more shocking to think that this happened during this time when we're
mm,
all supposed to be
mm,
kumbaya, for the lack of a better way to put it. We're all supposed to be in this together. And then for this to happen, it's like, was this all for nothing?
Mm,
You know, did we all not go through this? Did we not share this? Were we not all watching millions of people die?
mm,
Are we getting desensitized to this? And it
mm,
was just, I think in my music, especially CS2, which came out, I talk about that a lot. And again, when my dad's passing, something which I wanted to put behind me.
mm,
And then through COVID, a lot of different life changes. I moved, it was my first time being alone, having my spot. So just a lot of time to myself.
mm.
It was difficult, and just through that, yeah, it's still permeates in my music. It's funny, like with my new project coming out, because it's like collectively, I don't think we're past it.
Mm-mm.
What's going on? It's like it's definitely not past us. COVID's not past
Mm.
us. You know, so it's just yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll get back to that one.
Look, I mean, because it's
Yeah,
heavy stuff, but I think I
it's necessary to talk
it's
about.
necessary, and I
Yeah.
also think creatives and artists have been, you know, um, been used in so many ways to bring peace during this time and
Yes.
entertainment during this time.
Yes.
But we have to be cognizant of the toll it is taking on those
Mm.
artists. So I'm just happy that we
Wow.
can
That was hard.
look.
That was hard.
There's this like performative nature that comes to being a creative.
Yeah.
Literally, like
Uh,
you have a joy of something and people consume it because of what it does for them.
yeah, yeah.
But we have to be cognizant of ourselves,
Yeah,
and
pointing to ourselves as
we
well.
do.
Yeah.
And I think, kind of segueing, I think that is why the Vital Voices series came about, because I really wanted Free Soul to produce something that was low maintenance for the artist. Where
Mm-hmm.
it's a platform for you to tell your story.
Yeah.
And for me, I was hopeful that that would be um, easy, simple tasks for folks.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear, a vital voice and us saying you are a vital voice,
Yeah.
what does that
Thank
mean
you.
to you, Chi Tashi?
I'm gonna be telling people that, I'm telling you, that's one of my accolades now. Vital voice. What does it mean to be being a valuable member of my community?
Yes.
Again, putting my giving the world my 10%. Being a vital voice. It means that I'm on the right path. It means that I'm being heard. But again, that's a responsibility. We all know that saying of Uncle Ben: with great power comes great responsibility.
Mm.
And that's what I think a vital voice means, the responsibility. It is a torch to carry. It's something which is valuable, and something which shouldn't be wasted.
Yeah.
And again, just being a good member of my community and doing my best to put myself out there and hopefully elevate the city. It's all about elevating the city.
Yep.
All comes back around.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our last question.
Okay.
What is bringing you joy like right now?
Right now, this is awesome. Um, I'm always gonna shout out my daughter, always,
Yes.
and my creative outlets, definitely music, food, people. It's I always say there's nothing better than getting to know somebody for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just yeah, life brings me joy, as difficult as it can be, as all the whirlwinds that
Yeah.
it goes through, the lefts and rights, the unforeseen things. But yeah, that's what brings me joy. Yeah, just doing what I love to do.
Amazing.
For real.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's
Thank you
been
so
awesome.
much.
It's been amazing.
So Chi Tashi, how can folks out there
Yes.
support you?
Listen to my music. You'd see the Chi Tashi, CHI, last name Tashi, TASHI. You can find me on SoundCloud, all the social medias, the World Wide Web. Follow me, on IG, and just keep spinning the music and spread the word, for real. That's
Yes.
basically all it is.
Love it.
Easy, it's
Thank
free,
you.
support's free.
Hey, it is. So thank you everybody so much for joining us. Thank you, Chi Tashi.
Thank you, Crystal.
Before we close, I just want to give another thank you to Enterprise Bank for sponsoring this series, making it possible for us to support critical, vital artists of color in our own community. I also want to invite all of you to join us next week. We're going to be having our wrap-up panel with every artist that we profiled this year. So that is Queen Adeline, Queen Alatoy Popo, Kid Renaissance, Fran Cayazzo, Chimang Soon, Gwendolyn Lanier, and Chi Tashi.
Legends on that list.
Hey. So that'll be next Saturday. And I want to thank Enterprise Bank, the Greater Lowell Community Foundation, and the Center for Truth, Racial Healing and Transformation at Middlesex Community College for their support. We will be live streaming from the Richard and Nancy Donahue Family Academic Arts Center at Middlesex Community College next Saturday, so join us online. And finally, I want to invite all of you to join us virtually on 22222 because you know we had to do it. Free Soil is going to be having our season announcement where we talk about what we have planned this year and how you can get involved. So look out for the link for that to just figure out what we have in store for all of you. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Chi Tashi.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye.